like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
Everybody, we are back with Dazy Lyn. Clap it up, make some noise. Let's do it. Now, as a young girl, you used to grab a comb and rap to Nas, If I Ruled the World. On your 27th birthday, you were at a Nas show, and you would also meet him at your cousin's Henny event. Now, a lot of us are fans of people, but when we meet them, we realize they're scumbags. So how did Nas do when you met Nas?
Nas was amazing. He was very nice. Actually, his security wanted to stop me from getting to him, and he gave the go. He looked at his security and was like, "Nah, let it go." And I was like, "Ah!" So I went over and I just told him how much of a fan I was, and he thanked me. We took a picture, and that was it.
Shout out to that. Now, as a young girl,
and damn, hold up, you did your homework because
clap it up. That's what we do. That's what we do. Come on.
He was like, you used to say in front of the mirror, you 27 years old, yeah, your cousin's Henny party. Wait, what? Like, who are you talking to?
That's what we do. That's what we do over here on Clapitup LA. You got to know it.
Hey,
Let's go.
So you have this East Coast gutter sound. You said that's your style. That's your style. We got to give a huge shout out to Havoc of Mobb Deep because he will let you know that you are the illest.
The illest. That's
the
what
illest.
he said. Yes.
Coming from Havoc. So when you get that DM, what did you do to get? Did he just hit you out of nowhere? Was it the radio play situation?
I had just dropped Chills, and I guess it was just doing its rounds. It was circulating. There was a good amount of people that slid in my DMs. And Havoc was just one of the ones that I took a screenshot of just because of how much it meant to me. You know, just all throughout high school, I bumped Mobb Deep, me and my best friend Veronica at the time, and just for that to have happened, it really blew my mind. You know, it just shows you once again, you know, how God has this plan for your life, you know, because I didn't know that was going to happen. There's been so many full circle moments in my life, and that was definitely one of those. I actually just got to meet him in person. I think it was a month ago. We were at the Garden Amphitheater.
That's a dope venue too.
Yeah. Shout out the house. They was having a Mobb Deep show, Havoc show, and I got to meet him in person, and it was so tight because we're on stage, and I'm kind of off to the left here. He's rapping. And I forget what song he was rapping to, but he's kind of just walking, he's doing his thing. He kind of looks over at me, and I'm rapping along with him, and he looks at me, he goes, he points at me
I know your heart almost jumped out your chest.
And I was like, it is me! It's me! You know, so I waited, for him to get off stage, and, I introduced myself to him in person, got a picture, all that.
Shout out to that, man. Now, when you see, what's the biggest venue you've been able to rock? How many people would you say you've been able to get in front of and perform?
I'd say the biggest to date might still be the Cycle Round show that I did last year for Cinco de Mayo. I can't give you an exact number, but it was at least 3,000. I don't know.
Goodness gracious, 3,000.
No, it was dope.
And they was rocking with you.
Oh yeah, they were showing love.
That's crazy.
So love. I saw the Mexican flag up in the crowd a few times.
Look at that. Nice. One of my things that I've always loved, I go to shows or whatever, I would always just admire how everybody in the crowd is rocking off of your vibe. I always felt like I wanted to be there but never believed in it. So when you are there, you know what I'm saying, you bask in it after you watch Nas, after you watch Havoc, what do you do in that moment? Do you embrace it? Do you live in that moment? Or is it something I'm just working and I'm gone?
Well, I've been training myself to be more present. So I feel like in the beginning, it would just kind of flash by me, because I was, I don't know, I guess I was in my head a lot. But as time progresses, I'm just wait, I want to be able to feel this, really engage with the people that are around me, smile, you know, because people tell me all the time, like, you look so serious, and like, I know I do, but I'm actually very, like, you know, joyful and stuff, so I want to have more of that personality come out. So, you know, there's still a lot that I'm learning, but I definitely like to take in that moment, you know, and not rush through it the way that I did in the beginning.
I feel that. Everybody say live in the moment.
Live in a moment.
Living in the moment is kind of hard for myself. When you building something, it seems like we so focused on the next move, we can't really live in the moment.
See, the thing is, well, what I always say is, you never actually get to your destination. The only destination is death. Because as soon as you get somewhere that you think you've been wanting to go, you don't even realize you're there, and now you got another point that you want to get to. You know, so I always say that you never really get to where you want to be. You know, death is the only.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
What they say, death, taxes, and something else. I forgot what it was. But anyway, that's a three-headed monster right there. But shout out to that. Like they say, success is a journey and not a destination. So one thing I was listening to some things about Disneyland, and what they said was Disneyland will never be complete. But we know Disneyland to be a super success. So when I heard that, I said, well, I'll never be done working. I will never be done. None of us will ever be done working until we dead and gone. Clap it up. You know, so you were an undercover rapper for 10 years. And when she first told me she was an undercover rapper for 10 years, I was baffled. I'm like, how do you put yourself into this art and keep it away from the world? It takes patience. How thankful are you to know that you went that 10 years just crafting yourself?
I am so grateful, because if you could see the trash that I used to do back in the day, you literally like laugh, because wow, I've evolved, and I'm so thankful that nobody got to see that. And I'm the only person in this world that still has like all my old clips. I still have them. Yeah. At some point, I do want to release them, but I hold on to those. I'm very private with those clips because they're so embarrassing.
Well, I'm glad that you got them. Because ultimately, you can always look at them, and someday you're going to put a documentary together that's going to end up on Netflix.
That's exactly.
Come on, she's going to end up on Netflix, y'all. Yeah. She's going to end up on Netflix one day. For real. That's powerful. Because, you know, transparency is key. It's another young woman somewhere, maybe even a young man somewhere, looking at Dazy Lyn right now like, I want to be there. Yeah. And that's going to be very valuable to them. See, like, I enjoy transparency, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, it lets you know that you're human. It lets the next person know that you're human. Like Nipsey Hussle and what he did with sharing so much of his journey to us was extremely important. That was big. How many of y'all can relate to at least one thing Nipsey Hussle said? That's what I'm talking about. That vulnerability is important. Now, I know you are heavily influenced by the East Coast, but did you get any influence from Nipsey Hussle?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was more so about his persona. Like, I love watching his interviews. I love the way that he can explain himself. I love the way that he takes his time to explain himself, and those are things that I want to get better at. So I definitely study him in that way. I love how hard he went for his community, and I love how people love him, and that's something that I want for myself. You know, like I have this conversation with my dad a lot, you know, and I'm sure that you've experienced it yourself. There's a lot of artists or people that are doing things. We all have this, we don't get enough support mentality, you know, and there are times where I have felt that way throughout, you know, this journey where I'm just like, oh, like, this certain person didn't show me love here, or this, right? You kind of get caught up in your mind. And, you know, I had that conversation with my dad, and he's like, you know what? I saw this interview, it was like some Mexican artist, and he was like, I rather be loved by people for who I am than for the music that I'm putting out. And when he said that, it kind of it changed this mindset that I had, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like that idea better. You know, because you can't please everyone. As much as I want to be, you know, the greatest and this and that, like, you cannot guarantee that everyone's going to like what you're doing. You know, so what I can guarantee is that you'll probably like me as a person, and like that is a lot more valuable at the end of the day, you know?
That's a fact. Clap it up to that, y'all. Ultimately, if people can't accept us for who we are, then they're not for us, you know? And that's the most important thing. And that's something I had to learn as well. You know, I spent a lot of time wanting to be like other people or feeling like I had to be somebody else to fit in.
There is only one J.Brock.
Come on, man. Clap it up to that, y'all. It's only one J.Brock. It's only one Clapitup LA. Come on now, y'all.
Let's go.
Now, I gotta go back to this point, because I skipped this. The first song that you wrote to was My Block by Scarface at the age of 21 years old.
Yes.
Come on now. How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know that Scarface? Yeah, come on now. Now, how much of Scarface influenced you? Because Scarface is a legend, Houston.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've definitely heard a lot of his songs, but I wouldn't say like he was like on my top list. But definitely there's a lot of songs. Ghostface too, you know.
Shout out, yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that I've listened to that maybe I've heard 6 or 7 songs and like I don't know their entire catalog, but I'm still a fan because of what I've heard.
You know something, right? Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Big Crit made me want to rap. Okay, I done heard several of Big Crit songs. I'm like, I need to start writing because this is about to be fire. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that, y'all. Clap it up, LA, with Dazy Lyn. Clap it up and make some noise. We'll be right back in just a second.
Clap it up like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
Okay, y'all, we right back. Clap it up, LA, with Dazy Lyn. Clap it up, make some noise. This is our Chop It Up segment, okay? We taking some topics. She has the choice to choose a number between 1 and 3, and that's what we're gonna talk about. So between 1 and 3.
1.
Okay, 1. Is the LA dating scene trash? Let's talk about it.
Is the LA dating scene trash?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Why?
I feel like social media has really fucked us up. I think that we all feel everyone is replaceable. I have those feelings my damn self. So, you know, it's been interesting to navigate that realm for me. So I've definitely put more of my focus on my career and my hobbies, you know, because like full transparency, you know, when I was younger, I was very much, I wanted love, you know, and like it's something that I searched for a long time, and I just kind of got the message that maybe God wants me to be alone. And the times that, you know, I was alone, it was hard, but I learned how to love myself and how to depend on myself, you know, because a lot of the times we're codependent on other people to bring us happiness. And what I've learned is that we're the only ones with that responsibility.
Yeah, facts. Clap it up to that, y'all. Self-love. Self-love is the best love. Now,
not saying that I don't want it. I welcome it when it happens, you know, but for now, God says no, so, you know.
Hey, you gotta rock with God. Now, I don't feel LA dating scene is trash.
Okay.
I don't feel like that.
I mean, you got a wife.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
You're doing good,
Come
sir.
on now.
I've been single for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think the LA dating scene is trash. I believe there's somebody for everybody, but you have to find them. The only thing that I don't like is considering the whole LA dating scene trash. It's just the people that you experience. That's what I think.
Well, you know, I am pretty old school. I would love to meet someone in person, you know, so I haven't really dabbled in the online dating scene. And given what I'm doing, you know, I definitely put a lot of boundaries.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, because it's not, especially like for a woman, it's very like, you can't just be fucking around out here because they'll start talking about you, and you know your reputation will go to shit. And my reputation is something that I protect heavily. So that's also why I'm thankful that I didn't come out till, you know, I was older, and you know I carried myself in a different way. So yeah, I'm a little limited, but.
So do you feel as a woman it's a little tougher for you as far as that goes? Making
For
sure
dating,
okay.
For dating, yeah, of course. You know, there's just so much you have to worry about. You know, and I very much enjoy my company, and I don't do well with like chit chat and temporary people. Like it's not something that I like. So I don't really open myself up too much to that. But again, if the energy is right, like it's gotta be a vibe. It's like this whole package that I'm looking for, you know, where it's like it's energy, it's interests, values, and physical stuff too. You know, motherfuckers are shallow, so I'm sorry. Like I want to make sure that I'm attracted to whoever I'm with, you know. But at the same time, it's like. Not only do, you know, am I in the rap scene, but I'm also sober, and that also plays a part when looking for a partner, you know, because anywhere you go, there's always someone that's like turned up and shots here, shots there, and maybe back then that was something that we could connect on, and now it's something that'll turn me off, you know, so yeah, I am pretty limited.
Well, clap it up for the growth, yo. All right, y'all. We'll be right back in 1 second. Clap it up for the line with Dazy Lyn.